We'll start again by welcoming everybody for today's webinar, the Batch live demo with REWE today, the first international edition of many more to come. We have waited a few minutes, so we'll start with a quick introduction round. But yes, let's dive right in. So the aim of this webinar is to showcase the Batch platform, which we're very proud of. And today I'm joined by Alex from our solutions engineering team and Anna from the REWE team. She's the senior project manager for the app and we've been working together for quite some time now. And she will share a few success factors that they've put in place at REWE over the past years. And I think we've all heard about what is going on at REWE since the beginning of the year, but we'll focus on the mobile engagement of the past months.
Hi, everyone. Pleasure to be here today.
Hi, everyone.
So we invest heavily in the user experience in providing an efficient experience without limiting the power of the available use cases. So we're really happy with this format to showcase what we can do with the platform. Before we begin, a quick introduction to Livestorm. If you haven't been here yet, there's a few things that can happen during the webinar. So you can ask questions in the questions tabs on the right. We'll try to get to them at the end of the webinar to make sure that we cover the topics that we have and to make sure we include questions while we speak. There's also surveys that might pop up during the webinar. There's a poll that you can answer already now if you want to in the polls section on the right. We'll share a few links to content that you can access that we provide use cases with other retailers or medias that we work with. And we will send the recording of this webinar and the slides to you after the meeting or after the webinar, actually. The program for today is quite straightforward. We'll give a quick introduction to who Batch is, and then Alex will present the functional pillars of Batch and our customer engagement platform through a product tour. And then finally, Anna will share some KPIs and successes that REWE has achieved in working with Batch as a mobile engagement platform that they have put in place over the past couple of years. So I'll take 3 minutes. I'll try to be as brief as possible to give as much space to the platform and the REWE success factors to reposition Batch. So who are we actually today? Batch is a modern customer engagement platform designed for CRM and acquisition teams looking for greater efficiency, agility, and autonomy in creating their omni-channel campaigns. So it's designed as a no-code, which means it's drag and drop. It is the only CEP that combines in a fluid interface, intelligent segmentation, and interactive journey builder, and all channels and all integrated with analytics to make sure that you increase success and achieve your KPIs. So with Batch, marketers can create, launch, and track simple to complex personalized campaigns independently of IT teams, even on anonymous audiences. So you have a full funnel omni-channel experience that you can create. The platform is built on a modern high-performance data foundation, which connects natively to the existing Snowflake or CDP environments and replaces several tools with one. So you can have the orchestrator, email, and mobile router data platform all in one tool, while offering a user experience designed for simplicity and performance. With Batch, marketing teams have an efficient and sovereign platform, as well as expert support to regain control of customer engagement, accelerate CRM cycles, and generate more value with less complexity. As you can see on this slide, we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year. We are about a team of about 100 across Europe, in Berlin, in Germany elsewhere, in Paris, in Lyon, in London, in Marseille, people in Prague. So it's a real international team at Batch. We work with about 400 customers across Europe, France being our main market, but Germany our strongest internationally. To give you an idea of the platform that we have and the volumes that we send, there's more than 800 billion messages sent per year, including email, SMS, push messages, and in-app messages. And our platform sees 1.2 billion active profiles every month. So that gives you an idea of what our servers manage and track in terms of data. A brief overview before we dive into the platform. As I already said, Batch CP is based on 3 pillars: the data, engagement, and delivery, and integrates with all your client data sources. So you can have behavioral data and profile and scoring data from the different sources that you have and combine them in the data platform to then engage and deliver. And teams that choose Batch are generally migrating from a legacy CRM solution. And there's 4 reasons they choose to work with Batch. They want to gain an autonomy and depend less on their IT teams, but also they want to increase on velocity on a daily basis. So we strive to make the daily lives of marketers and CRM teams actually more fluid and make them more simple. The second reason is they want the best solution for managing mobile channels. And this is the focus today with REWE, who is using Batch on the app and to manage all push communications. And this is where we started with Batch. This is our DNA, where we started in 2015, and this is our area of expertise. The third reason is they want to deploy scenarios across the entire customer funnel. As I said earlier, you can manage anonymous and logged-in users, which is not the case in traditional or legacy CRM platforms. And then fourth and last but not least, it's beyond an engagement platform. The CRM teams, they want to be supported by a team of experts. And Alex here is part of our solutions engineering team who accompany our clients from beginning of the integration throughout the migration process and then throughout the entire collaboration that we have. And that gives you a brief overview of Batch. And now I will hand it over to Alex, who will share his screen to give an overview in the platform of our main functional areas. Alex, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Sophie, for the intro. Let me share my screen.
Not yet.
Stop sharing yours.
There you go. No, the slides will remain on the side.
Okay, all good. So, hi everyone. I'm going to quickly walk you through and give you a quick tour of the platform so that you can see how it all comes together. We'll do that in maximum 10 minutes. And I'll focus for this demo on our automation builder, which you can see on the screen, and which is the interface that lets you create advanced and personalized scenarios with several steps, several branches, and several channels, and without any dependency on your tech or data teams. To make it concrete, I'll walk you through an abandoned cart use case to highlight some key components of the platform. And I'll start by building the journey from scratch so that you can see how easy it is to create it step by step. And then I'll switch on a pre-configured version of the same use case, so abandoned carts, so that you can get a clearer picture of how our customers typically structure the journeys and use the interface. So our journey starts on a blank page here, and the first step will be to select the journey entrance. For that, you have access to all the events that are tracked by Batch. So these events can be collected in real time from the mobile apps or website via our SDKs. So typically navigation data, and they can also be collected directly from your backend, like a transaction to send transactional emails, for example. So in our case, we'll select the added products to carts events that will allow the user to enter the journey. And it's important to keep in mind that this event has some contextual data, giving context on what happened exactly. So in our case, what product was added to the cards, the image, the price, and so on, that will be used later on to personalize the journey. So that was step 1, and now we will start adding some more steps in creating the journey here. And instead of, we'll start by adding a delay. So let's say after the user has added the product to his carts, we will wait 3 hours. And if in the meantime, the user finishes his purchase, or if he clears his carts, we'll simply make him walk out of the user journey to make sure that only relevant users receive messages. And now we can start by adding our first message. But before that, I'll introduce you to another type of a step that you can use in the journey, which are the splits steps. A split condition lets you branch the user journey within an automation flow, and it can be either conditional, so based on user attributes or behaviors, like whether someone opened an email or made a purchase, or algorithmic, so where users are basically split randomly between different paths. Let's show you an example of a conditional split. So here we want to only send an email to users who are engaged with the channel or who opened recently a past email that was sent. For that, we'll use the targeting block, which is the interface that lets you add different conditions to segment your audience. And in that case, we'll use a built-in condition to do retargeting. In our case, we want to target all the users that in the past 30 days opened at least once an email that we sent, which is an email newsletter or a campaign about some private sales. And as you can see, it's as simple as adding the condition here in this no-code interface. And we call that has opened newsletter. And now that we know how we want to split our users, we can send an email to the ones that are engaging with this channel and a push notification to the rest, which maybe not opt into email or simply not engaging with that channel. So that's a nice way to either prioritize channels or take into account the preferences of the users. And so now to give you a better insight of the composition tools that Batch offers so that you can design your message on different channels, I'll go to the pre-configured user journey for this abandoned cart use case. As you can see, it's made of various steps, and you can create all your messages in these composition tools, such as the push notification or an email, each time configured in several languages with this built-in feature. And without going into too many details, you also have access to a email composer that allows you to create your email templates in drag and drop and in no codes, but also to an in-app composer that we can find here a little bit later in the journey that allows you to create in-app messages that are directly displayed inside your app. This is something Anna will talk about in a few minutes. And if we go a bit further in this user journey, you can also see an ABCD test here. So I've introduced the concept of split conditions with the conditional splits, but in this case, we use a random split, where basically you can add as many branches as you like and define the percentage, so how you want to distribute the users in these several branches. And this is great for some advanced A/B testing strategies, like comparing different versions of a message, sending times, or even different channels to see which one performs best. For example, on a very instantaneous channel like the push, we've chosen here to keep the same contents, but send one message in the morning and one message in the afternoon, and to see whether the users react more to this channel at different times of the day. And another idea could be to A/B test some content and simply copy, like I'm doing here, an email step and change, for example, the object by adding an emoji or some dynamic personalization in the object itself, which is an info that the users see in his inbox before opening the email. So it can have a significant impact on the open rates. And then you can also have access to some basic metrics directly in the user journey interface to compare your A/B tests for push notifications, for emails, and obviously for whatever channel you are using in testing. And finally, you also have access to some more advanced analytics to go deeper in the deliverability or engagement analysis, with a lot of metrics that give you context on what the users did within the journey at each step, on a specific time frame, and so on. So yeah, that was it. If I sum up, I've showed you here and gave you a quick tour of our automation builder by starting to add an entry point when a user adds a product to his baskets, and then adding several steps like timing steps, conditional splits, or random splits for A/B testing, and which allow us to send personalized messages on various channels and create all these messages within the native composition tools that Batch offers. And now I'll give the mic to Anna.
Yeah, now that we've seen what you can do with the platform, it's a brief overview. And of course, we'll get to the questions on the right at the end. And if you want a more detailed demo personalized for your requests, feel free to reach out to our team or reach out to us after the webinar. But now that we've seen what you can do with the platform, let's look at some facts and the success cases with REWE. So we'll hand over the mic to Anna to share the use cases.
Thank you, Sophie. Hi, everyone. I'm Anna, working at REWE in the marketing department, and I'm responsible for mobile CRM with our REWE app. And for those of you not based in Germany, who are we? Who's REWE? We're one of the biggest supermarket chains in Germany with quite a market share. We have almost 4,000 physical stores, and we also operate an e-commerce offering delivery and pickup service. And our REWE app, it really is the hub in the center for our customers in terms of their weekly shopping needs. We do have a very big stationary office feature available for our customers to help them plan their shopping, see what's available in the particular week. We have the e-commerce feature with delivery and pickup service if customers don't want to go to the store physically. A very important part of our app, obviously, is the entire loyalty rewards section and areas. And we also have a big recipes feature in place that is loved by our customers, and additional features I haven't brought here or listed here today. And in our use cases, we'll be focusing on the stationary office and some e-commerce use cases. And I'm going to start with an in-app message use case and a rhetorical question. What is our aim as marketeers? One of our main goals in marketing actually is to have a very substantial user base and a big reach, right? And that applies to any channel that you're operating in. You want as many customers to receive your communication as possible. And that also applies to push notifications, obviously. The more people we have on the channel, the more app-related communication we can send to them. And I'm not sure whether you're aware, but German data protection law is super strict, and we at REWE are even stricter. So we do not only have the device opt-in in place, customers have to allow the device to receive push notifications from our app, but we do also have a thematic opt-in in place. So we provide our customers with a choice of whether they want to receive marketing communication or transactional communication or e-com related communication. And for us, actually, it's very good to orchestrate our communication and see what kind of content we push out to our users. However, at some point after starting with batch and push notifications in our REWE app, we figured that the double opt-in process is not as intuitive as we thought, might have been easily overlooked. So there was a big potential of app users who have not yet opted in that we wanted to reach and really tackle. So we decided to launch in-app messages in particular area within the app one, for instance, in the Office feature, where we targeted users who have not yet opted into our push solution. So mainly focusing on the thematic opt-ins, so users who haven't subscribed at all. And we send out this in-app message. Another one in another area. At some point also, we added an additional one, retargeting those who have received the first in-app message but didn't react or clicked it away. And we use this to promote our push channel and the benefits that they basically will have by receiving our communication. And it worked very, very well. We had click-through rates up to 30%. So obviously our users are interested in push notification, and it helped us a lot to grow our user base, our subscriptions throughout 2024. And I can only recommend working with in-app messages for strategically relevant use cases, such as promoting push notifications. So that's one of the use cases I brought with me today. I'm not sure, Sophie, whether you want to add something or no. Okay. Another use case I'd like to show with you is our recurring promotional alerts. I mean, we're a supermarket, and we want our customers to go or do their grocery shopping with us. That's why offers and promotions take a very big part in our business. And as you might know, for those of you not based in Germany, probably not, but REWE, we were the first supermarket to take the bold move in summer 2023 to stop sending out our paper-based leaflet. It's usually Sundays that all the supermarkets and other retailers with stationary businesses send out leaflets promoting the offers that are taking place in the next week. And mainly for sustainability reasons, we decided to no longer do this, which was a bold move back then. So we had to come with substitutes in order to still reach all of our customers and help them in basically planning their weekly shopping. And the biggest facilitator and substitute here is the REWE app, where we have this very big successful Office feature. And we have taken this one step further, starting to work with Batch to set up recurring promotional alerts. So every Sunday, we let our customers know of the new offers available for the upcoming week. So basically helping them in planning their shopping. And Mondays, we would send a recurring automation, letting them know which coupons are available. And this is very, very well perceived by our customers. We have click-through rates up to 21%. A very, very big factor in driving app engagement. Users interact with the message, they're waiting for it. They react and go into the app. And in order not to be dull and repetitive, we first of all personalize the messages, at least using the first name. And also we changed the editorial on a weekly basis. So really taking into account what is the offers taking place in the upcoming week. Is there any particular seasonal events taking place that we could refer to in order to be dynamic also in the content that we promote. Right. But at some point, we wanted to take it one step further. And sometime last year, we connected our CDP to Batch and are now using CDP-related data as much as we can, of course, all under data protection law, and only if a user have given us the certain consent for that. But whenever possible, we enrich our communication using data from the CDP. So we stitch behavior data, preferences, and also purchase data to really ensure we take relevance marketing onto the next level and make it even more personalized to the user. And in the example here, we have promoted a private label, rather a coupon for a private label last year, only to customers who we know they actively buy that private label. or buy similar products from other labels, so could be very interested in this coupon. And this is how we proceeded ever since, whenever possible, and the results were really, really good. Click-through rates up to 34%, sometimes even more, and that boosted our performance onto another level for sure. So if you have a CDP, definitely connect it to Batch, personalize your communication as much as possible. Especially also one reason for us working with Batch is the openness of the system. So you can integrate all different kind of sources to make it really a central hub for communication, and that worked very, very well for us. That were two stationary use cases. Also brought you to e-com cases. The abandoned cart reminder has just been shown in the live demo, so I'm not going into details here. We use it via push notifications, for push notifications, and I mean, it's a no-brainer in e-com and e-commerce. You tend to forget you put something into the cart, and I personally, I'm very happy if I'm being reminded, because sometimes it's just lost there and I've forgotten that I even wanted to order. So we have also set up an abandoned cart reminder by a push notification, checking after 20 hours if a customer has added an item to the cart, if the cart has been either nulled or the order has been completed, and if not, we send out our reminder. We frequently A/B tested the editorial to ensure that we're always having the most performant version out there, and it's very, very well perceived by our customers. Open rates up to 24%, and for us as the business, obviously it generates revenue. So I can only advise working in e-commerce, probably this would be the very first use case I'd set up using Batch. And last but not least, we have another e-com related trigger campaign in place, which is probably relatively unique to us at REWE. If you order in the delivery service or pickup service, there's always this certain time frame where you can still change your order until all the items are being sorted, picked together, and ready for delivery or pickup. And within this individual time frame, which is really individual to the user that's selected slot and the items in the order, we send them a campaign letting them know that they can still change their order in case they've forgotten something, which happens relatively often, to be honest. And for us, it's a service to our customers. They really, really like this reminder, interact with it very well. Also here, click-through rates up to 34%, which is really good. And for us, it comes along with nice upselling effects and a steady flow of additional revenue. So it's a service for our customers, and for us, it's a win as well. And this is also something you can do with Batch and trigger events coming from an internal service at your system architecture, as an example. Yeah. So that's actually it from my side and our use cases.
Thank you, Anna. I think the abandoned cart is indeed what our retailers is the first use case that we always recommend put in place, as it is the one that increases revenue and boosts your KPIs. This is the time we want to take questions. I'll answer the ones that we've had in the sidebar. So if you have questions, this is the time that you want to write them down in the question section on the right of the screen, and we'll take them. Olaitan, what I'll do is actually ask one of my colleagues to reach out to give you a demo specific for the banking sector or the finance apps. We do work with, there you go, there is the button so you can contact us easily. We do have clients in the banking sector, SBNB, Société Générale, B4 Bank, that we work with. So we'd be happy to show you what use cases you can do there and how the platform works in that case. Regarding the information about the user engagement, how long the data is kept and stored, and how far the window, the time frame extends, I'll let Alex respond to that question.
Yeah. So we have two different retention rates, let's say, for the type of data. Regarding navigation data, so the events collected on website and apps, it's 3 years by default. And regarding retargeting data, email clicks, opens, and so on, it's 3 months by default. And these dates can be extended if you need, for example, 6 months instead of 3 for retargeting. It's totally possible. These are retention rules that we have set regarding to the use cases and the usage of the customers, but there's no hard limits to that, so then can be adapted at each customer level.
Hoping that answers the question. Otherwise, we can always circle back, Millie, on further details. Pia, regarding your question to Anna, Arlie, are you only using the mobile channels? Yes, REWE is using Batch for the mobile in-app messages today, also for the loyalty program. And how do you align mobile messaging with email messaging?
Yeah,
do you want to
maybe
give
I
a quick
can.
answer? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I can answer here. We do have the best of breed approach. So for email, for instance, we're using another software, which is our long-term partner for a long time. And orchestration takes place internally in the REWE environment without going too much into details. But this is definitely a thing for sure. We'd like to orchestrate and ensure sorry, I muted myself, that the user receives the content on their preferred channel. But it does also come along with a lot of planning with all the different marketing channel teams. So yeah, hope that answers the question.
I think that is a very complete answer to the question. And it is possible today, though REWE doesn't do it. We have other clients across Europe who use Batch for all the channels. BVG, for example, in Berlin, public transportation systems. We have lots of French clients in the e-commerce business who use Batch for email, app push, SMS, in-app messages, web push notifications. So it is an option to do that entirely in Batch today. Are there any further questions? I'm just going to have a quick look at the chat because I see that there's might be more questions there.
There's another question that I can take.
Yeah, go ahead.
From Yasmin. So the question is if it's possible to set up order confirmation, shipping confirmation, and other alerts through Batch. The answer is yes. Batch is designed to manage marketing as well as transactional scenarios, and all these use cases are managed directly on the dashboard via this events-based approach. And regarding the second question, if it is possible to populate the products in an order confirmation, depending on the number of products in an order, the answer is actually yes. And there are different ways to do this advanced dynamic personalization. It will either come from the event itself that's triggered the alerts, as we see that often in the existing flows. It's transactional messages are managed in a 100% server-side approach, and the business teams have no way to do some A/B testing or simply to modify easily the templates. We have chosen to bring them back on the dashboard, but the transactional flows can still send all this contextual personalization data via APIs and via the events. And then there are also other ways, for example, storing all the product catalog information in another table. But to simply answer the question, you can then, based on these infos, manage exactly how you want to display that personalization in the email, if you want to only display 3 products, more, and so on.
Well, if Yasmin, that answers the question, that is perfect. There's no further questions at this stage. You can always reach out to us for a personalized demo. If you want to reach somebody specifically, you will have our contact after the webinar. We've been with Alex, our solutions engineering team. We've had Anna with us from REWE from the app team. And I'm Sophie, I'm with the sales team at Batch. So if you want to reach out, feel free to shoot us an email. The easiest is probably sales@Batch or Sophie@Batch, and then we will redirect you to the right contact people. Thank you very much for your participation today, and we will look forward to having you for our future webinars as well. Thank you, Anna, again for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
See you soon.
Thank you, guys.